Number right there.
A surprise awaited the Scores team up on the roof of Small Hall recently. Members went up to check on their solar energy project. They were greeted with bird poop right on their solar cell. The physics students, however, hardly were stumped.
Scarecrow.
We're in Scores, which is solar panels on the roof of small, and for
solar
those
cells on the roof.
solar cells. Oh yeah, that would be spores.
So we're a student group trying to determine different properties of solar cells and how feasible it would be to get solar technology on the roof of small.
Get rid of the problem just by putting like just a giant cover over the entire thing. Then we don't have a problem with them coming on there.
Right. Basically, the green fees and the campus wanting to become more green and more energy efficient. We wanted to. We thought that this would be a good idea to get involved with the campus and specifically a physics application of solar technology. So there's a few different types of solar cells, and what we did was we researched the different types in order to test these and see which solar cells give us the best performance.
The differences in performance. Some materials are better in
Different
sort
conditions.
of overcast conditions. Some are best in pure direct sunlight. And if you get away from that, they diminish performance like dramatically, in which case you want some sort of a tracking system.
Ideally, you want to have a solar cell that's following the path of the sun as it traverses through the day, but that type of technology is going to be pretty costly.
Although the solar cell gets all the attention, the guts of the project are housed inside the small observatory.
I mean, this is where most of the money went, is actually the stuff here. We've got a laptop, which does all of our data analysis and data storage. This guy is our weather station, and we keep track of the climatic conditions and the weather, mostly because things like cloud cover and other temperature, other environmental conditions are relevant for choosing the solar cell we want to use. We've got a battery, which is charged off of the large cell outside, and I believe we currently run the laptop off of the battery, which is charged. So this laptop here is solar powered.
Once we start doing more cells, we can take measurements regularly every day without having to come up here and actually spend our time doing it.
So that's where most of the money went. And the great thing is all this will be useful for the foreseeable future. This is all applicable to further testing and experimentation. So this is sort of our initial investment.
If you're in marching band, they always teach you to do 8 steps.
Starting small, students envisioned rooftops throughout the campus being covered with energy-generating materials.
So it's we've got a polycrystalline, a crystalline, and a cadmium toluride thin film.
Yeah, water would be great. Yeah. Well, actually, this could backfire in horrible ways.
SPS president here.
So this panel is rated at, I think, 167 watts. And our smaller cells of the different materials are rated at 5 watts, 5 or 6 watts. And so what we did was we purchased this large one to do what it's doing right now, to run this laptop. And then these other solar cells are going to be our test cells, which what we'll do is test the technology and test the materials and see what material is better for the roof on small.
I feel like the rain would
Always looking for new members.
Yeah, new members and more funding.
The best use for the flat hat I've found yet.